Your favorite products are shrinking, but the price tag isn't. The bag of chips in your pantry is lighter than it was last year. The ice cream in your freezer holds 8 fewer ounces than it used to. And that roll of toilet paper? It has 100 fewer sheets than the one you bought in 2019. This is shrinkflation, and it's the most invisible price increase in the history of consumer goods. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, American households paid an estimated $8.6 billion more in 2024 for products that quietly got smaller. Companies don't announce these changes. They don't put "now" with less on the label. They just redesign the package, add the word "new," and hope you don't notice. Today, we're exposing 20 of the worst offenders, product by product, with the exact numbers they don't want you to see. Starting with one of America's most popular snacks. Doritos quietly reduced their standard bag from 9.75 ounces to 9.25 ounces. Half an ounce might not sound like much, but at $4.79 a bag, your cost per ounce jumped from 49 cents to 52 cents. That's a 5.1% hidden price increase. And the party-sized bag got even worse, dropping from 15.5 ounces to 14.5 ounces while the price stayed at $6.29. Frito-Lay didn't announce either change. The bags just showed up on shelves a little lighter. Gatorade pulled one of the most noticeable downsizes in recent memory. The classic 32-ounce bottle that athletes and gym-goers had relied on for decades was replaced with a 28-ounce bottle. That's a 12.5% reduction. The price? It actually went up in most stores, from around $1.99 to $2.29. When you do the math, Gatorade went from 6.2 cents per ounce to 8.2 cents per ounce, a 32% increase in your real cost. Quick tip: if you're buying sports drinks regularly, compare the unit price on the shelf tag. Store brands like Walmart's Great Value sport drinks still come in 32-ounce bottles at half the price per ounce. For millions of Americans, Folgers is the first cup of the morning. But that familiar red canister has been shrinking for years. It went from 51 ounces down to 43.5 ounces. That's a 14.7% reduction. At roughly $12 per canister, your cost per ounce jumped from 23 cents to 28 cents. And here's the clever part. The canister itself barely changed shape. The diameter is the same, the height is the same. They just made the walls slightly thicker, reducing the interior volume. Unless you weigh it, you'd never know. Wheat Thins went from a 10-ounce box to an 8.5-ounce box. That's a 15% reduction, one of the steepest in the cracker category. At $4.29 per box, the cost per ounce jumped from 43 cents to 50 cents. The box dimensions? Nearly identical. They achieved this by putting fewer crackers in each row and adding a larger plastic tray insert. Same shelf space, same visual footprint, 15% less product. Skippy peanut butter deserves a special mention for creativity. The jar went from 18 ounces to 16.3 ounces, a 9.4% reduction. But if you pick up the jar, it looks exactly the same size. The secret is on the bottom. Skippy added a deep concave indent in the base of the jar, reducing the interior volume while keeping the exterior dimensions identical. Quick tip: turn the jar upside down before you buy. If the bottom curves inward like a wine bottle, you're paying for air. Jif still sells a true 16-ounce jar with a flat bottom at a similar price point. Ice cream might be the category hit hardest by shrinkflation. The industry standard used to be a half gallon, which is 64 ounces. Then it became 56 ounces. Now most brands sell 48-ounce containers, a full 25% less than the original half gallon. Tillamook made this switch in 2022, going from 56 to 48 ounces. At $6.99, that's 14.6 cents per ounce instead of 12.5 cents. The container looks nearly the same because they made it slightly narrower and shorter. Only your spoon knows the difference. Chobani reduced its standard single-serve cup from 6 ounces to 5.3 ounces back in 2015. That was an 11.7% cut. But it didn't stop there. The Chobani Flip line, which pairs yogurt with mix-ins, went from 5.3 ounces to 4.5 ounces in 2023. That's a cumulative 25% reduction from the original 6-ounce cup. Meanwhile, the price per cup has risen from $1.29 to $1.89 in most grocery stores. You're paying 46% more for 25% less yogurt. Tropicana's standard carton went from 64 ounces, a true half gallon, to 52 ounces. That's an 18.75% reduction, and it's one of the largest single downsizes in the beverage industry. The carton was redesigned to appear roughly the same height by making it narrower. At $5.49, your cost per ounce went from 8.6 cents to 10.6 cents. That's a 23% increase in what you're actually paying for orange juice. Kraft Singles went from 24 slices per package to 22 slices, but kept the same price of $4.99. That's an 8.3% reduction. Each slice still weighs the same, so the package is genuinely lighter. But because it's a count change rather than a weight change, it's harder to catch. You'd have to physically count the slices or read the fine print on the front of the package. Quick tip: always check the count on packaged goods, not just the weight. Kraft, Bimbo Bread, and several hot dog brands have all reduced slice or unit counts while keeping package sizes that look identical. General Mills quietly reduced its family-size cereal boxes across nearly every brand. Cheerios went from 18 ounces to 15.4 ounces. Cinnamon Toast Crunch dropped from 19.3 to 16.8 ounces. Cocoa Puffs fell from 18.1 to 15.2 ounces. That's roughly a 13 to 16% reduction across the board. The price stayed at $5.99 to $6.49 depending on the store. General Mills adjusted the box dimensions just enough to be invisible unless you had an old box to compare side by side. Charmin has mastered the art of confusing math. The brand offers mega rolls, super mega rolls, and forever rolls, making direct comparison nearly impossible. But the numbers tell the story. The standard Charmin Ultra Soft roll went from 352 sheets to 244 sheets. That's a 30.7% reduction. And the sheet dimensions themselves got narrower, from 4.5 inches to 4 inches wide. So each sheet is both fewer and smaller. At $1.50 per roll, you're getting dramatically less paper for the same price. Bounty introduced select-a-size sheets and marketed it as a feature. More control, less waste. But the real math tells a different story. The standard Bounty sheet used to be 11 inches by 10.2 inches. Select-a-size sheets are 5.9 inches by 11 inches. That's a 42% reduction in paper per sheet. Yes, you can tear off a smaller piece, but the roll contains fewer total square inches of paper at the same price. The Select-a-Size Mega Roll has roughly 25% less total paper than the old standard roll. Angel Soft might be the worst offender in the paper category. Their standard roll went from 425 sheets down to 320 sheets. That's a 24.7% reduction. But they simultaneously introduced new terminology. What was once a double roll became a mega roll, then a super mega roll. Each new term resets consumer expectations, so you can't easily compare today's product to what you bought 2 years ago. Quick tip: ignore the marketing terms entirely. Flip the package over and look for total square feet printed in small text on the back. That's the only number that tells you how much paper you're actually getting. Dawn dish soap went from 24 fluid ounces to 18 fluid ounces in its standard bottle. That's a 25% reduction. But Dawn made it harder to notice by reshaping the bottle. The new design is taller and narrower, creating the illusion of more product. At $4.49, the cost per ounce jumped from 18.7 cents to 24.9 cents. That's a 33% increase in your real cost per use. Clorox disinfecting wipes dropped from 75 wipes per canister to 70, a 6.7% reduction that barely registers. But they've done this twice now. The original count was 85 wipes. So from 85 to 75 to 70, you're getting 17.6% fewer wipes than you were 5 years ago. The canister is almost identical in size each time. Only the number printed on the label changes. Cadbury dairy milk has shrunk repeatedly across multiple countries. In the UK, the standard bar went from 200 grams down to 180 grams, then again to 170 grams. That's a cumulative 15% reduction. But Cadbury also made the bars thinner and rounder, which actually makes them melt faster in your mouth, so you feel like you've eaten more. This isn't accidental. It's deliberate sensory design paired with shrinkflation, engineered so you don't feel shortchanged. Toblerone pulled off what might be the most visually obvious shrinkflation of all time. In 2016, they widened the gaps between the chocolate peaks in their iconic triangular bar. The 400-gram bar dropped to 360 grams. The result was so jarring that it went viral on social media. Customers could literally see the missing chocolate. Toblerone eventually restored the original shape in 2018 after massive backlash, but at a higher price. So they effectively used the controversy to execute a permanent price increase. Pringles reduced their standard can from 5.96 ounces to 5.5 ounces. That's a 7.7% reduction. But the real shrinkflation happened in the chip dimensions. Kellogg's, which owns Pringles, made the chips themselves slightly smaller in diameter to fit a narrower can. Fewer chips per stack, smaller chips per chip, same price per can. The cylindrical container makes the change almost impossible to spot visually. Quick tip: for snack products, always check the servings per container on the nutrition label. That number drops when they shrink the product, even when the outside packaging looks the same. Lay's has been gradually reducing bag sizes for over a decade. The standard bag went from 10 ounces to 9.5 ounces, then to 8 ounces. Meanwhile, prices have climbed from $3.29 to $5.49 in most stores. Do the math. You're paying 67% more for 20% less product. And the bags themselves are the same physical size because they're filled with more nitrogen gas. The air-to-chip ratio has become a running joke on social media, but the financial impact is real. Our final entry is Powerade, which followed Gatorade's exact playbook. The standard bottle went from 32 ounces to 28 ounces, a 12.5% reduction. But Powerade did something Gatorade didn't. They launched the smaller bottle with the tagline "Power" in every drop, turning the reduction into a marketing message. The new bottle was promoted as being more portable and easier to grip, a design improvement that just happened to contain 4 fewer ounces. At Coca-Cola's scale, that 4-ounce reduction across billions of bottles saved the company hundreds of millions of dollars annually. Those are 20 products that secretly got smaller while prices stayed the same or went up. But this is just the beginning. Shrinkflation is accelerating, and the products on this list are just the ones that have been caught. If you want us to track the biggest shrinkflation changes in real time, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. And tell us in the comments, which product on this list surprised you the most? Or did we miss one that's even worse?